Alrighty, then it's the Blood, Sweat, and Heels Season 1 Episode 9 Finale Review, Recap, and Opinion by Meet Magazine Views on YouTube. MEET Magazine Views, no spaces. This is the finale here of the first season, and it's titled Heels on the Hudson. After some clips from earlier episodes in the series, the episode starts out at some hotel that doesn't even have a toilet there, with Micah and a very fat woman, her miracle worker, makeup artist, Patrice. The two are meeting up with Micah's slutty models. The skeletons are doing a photo shoot, and the first one is Courtney, a white woman so flat-chested she tried to be funny and cover her little chicken McNuggets with one hand on each boobie. All she needed was a rubber band. She can wear an eye patch as a bra. She once went to a store and they handed her an A cup, and she said, "Actually, I'll wear an A spoon. Skank you very much." If Melissa's cup runneth over in her brassiere and she has a gulp of breast, Courtney has a sip of tit. Her breasts are so small. When she went to get a mammogram, the doctor checked for an Adam's apple. She's so skinny, when she rubs her hands together, it sounds like bubble wrap popping. She's so skinny that when she goes to the beach, they say, "Forget skinny dipping, let's go Courtney dipping." Nah, I'm just joking. And the fat bitches that watch my videos, wish you looked like Courtney. In our next scene, Melissa is showing Lance, a balding potential client, a nice apartment, and she's looking quite bootylicious in her tight white dress. The rent for the place is $27,000, and her commission works like this: $27,000 multiplied by 12 months for a 1-year contract equals $324,000. Now you divide that by 15%, which equals $48,600. Her commission, if she can get him to sign. Man, I wish I would have gotten into real estate years ago like I planned to. Oh well. Like that scene in The Last Dragon, Melissa will just have to show me some moves. Anyway, Melissa is working on a commissions only basis, and the client appears to be more concerned with her tight white dress and that big sexy biracial booty than he's concerned about the apartment. So he ends up leaving empty-handed, well, except for his parting gift, some hair in a can. After a quick Masonic handshake, Captain Combover leaves and goes home to masturbate and think about what he just saw, that he'll never get to touch again. Now we're at Micah's apartment in Harlem when her gay boyfriend walks in, and then we're at Daisy and Geneva's houses too. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, we're jumping back and forth between places. Okay. The ladies are reading their invitations to the boat party. Micah, or Michael, when she's smashing Terry from behind, said that she's used to running from her problems, and being on a boat with them is going to be odd because her skinny ass can't swim that damn good. Terry is very supportive of her. He told her that as skinny as she is, she'll be fine because pirates love skull and bones. Now we're with Demetria, and she's doing a photo shoot of her second book, which is titled, quote, "Don't Waste Your Pretty." Judging by her looks, she needs to take her own damn advice. You need to read it. And we all know the only book that Demetria's reading is a cookbook. Anyway, she's getting her fat face painted on. She claims that she hasn't eaten solid food in a long time. Well, except for dry coffee. And she's been drinking hot water, so pretty much this hothead is a human percolator. Now, I think that with all of that caffeine, this low energy slug will be bouncing off of the walls like Daisy, but caffeine apparently does not have an effect on her. I blame the fat. Speaking of fat, her humongous friend that always has to outdo her was like, "Coffee? Girl, I once starved myself by going for weeks on Sneezy." Then the skinny one was like, "Girl, I'm a breatharian. I don't eat at all." But unfortunately, they edited out her dead homegirl, the skeleton, that rolled up with a sign on her ribcage and her hands over her mouth, and the sign said, "Top this, bitches, I'm dead." Fucking show off. So when Demetria started writing, she sacrificed a lot of things: relationships, workouts, and even cats. But anyway, Demetria loves the photos. She just wants to Photoshop the fat out, which is so much easier than proper diet and exercise. What an extremist. She eats like a pig, it doesn't work out, then punishes herself by eating nothing but coffee and sperm. What a fucking lunatic. At least she swallows. Now we're at Flywheel and Bree's working out. I knew her fit and petite self had to work out. She had to be into fitness. So Geneva and Daisy are there too. They're doing this for charity. Some charity called Half in 10 or some crap like that. You see, according to Bree or Orb, one rich bitch, poverty levels are at 22% for people that are under the age of 18. And what we're going to do is bring the levels down to 11% in 10 years by riding bicycles in a fitness class. That'll feed the young poor people. Yeah, don't ask me how it works. I don't know, but that's what she said. So Geneva, aka Snuffleupagus, doesn't want to meet up with the girls on the boat trip because she doesn't like Micah. And Daisy said that Geneva acts like one of them nasty attitude having middle-aged black women who lost their husband that wants to look at Daisy's butt. And I literally began clapping and hollering. Yeah, Daisy. There's plenty of women like that on the internet too. It's always a Geneva who leaves a nasty comment on one of my YouTube videos. Fuck y'all. Now the highlight of the scene is when Daisy confessed that she was using the bicycle seat to masturbate. She said that spinning is her sex because she can feel it in her flower pot. Hey Daisy, get it how you live. I love this crazy flower bitch. So now we're at Melissa's apartment in the financial district of New York City, and Melissa's mom and aunt came through, and her white mama can barely sit down before she grabs a beer and starts calling Melissa a slut and a whore. I feel like I'm watching an episode of 106 in Trailer Park on MET, Mixed Entertainment Television. And don't dare act like y'all don't watch it too. There's only two good things about this scene besides that fine Melissa Ford. Number one, the world now knows what I already knew, which is that Melissa Ford is the poster child of race mixing done right. Her mama and daddy have some couture genetics. And number two, when her mom asked her if she's still feeling miserably financially, the entrepreneur in Melissa wants her to keep striving for independence. And when I say independence, I mean she is still waiting for a rich man to marry her. And well, I still didn't get this money just yet, Melissa, but when I do. Anyway, her mother told her that she needs to get a stable job and hurry and have kids before her eggs go rotten. She's turning 38 this year, for God's sakes. And putting girls half her age to shame. All day, every day. Now we're at Demetria's apartment with Demetria and Greg. Greg is concerned with his girlfriend going on this boat trip. You see, black people have a tendency to get tied up on trips like these and then they don't come back. But they always find work when they reach their destination. Anyway, you see, he doesn't want her to get turned on to some lesbian orgy type situation. And he doesn't want her to get beaten up either. In our next scene, we visit Daisy's apartment. And she's packing gifts with her two assistants. Yeah, she's so rich she has two assistants. Now that's a successful woman. Anyway, she's packing gifts with her two assistants to give to the ladies on the boat trip. Man, I'm telling you, Daisy has the perfect name. She's a special one. She's one sweet chick. I just wish that she stopped with the loud colors. The only thing louder than her wardrobe is her personality. I mean, a bright orange dress and some friggin' pink lipstick. She may think that she looks like Barbie, but as black as she is with that pink lipstick, she looks more like Barbie Q. Now we're in the cab with Melissa and Demetria. M-A-D, that spells mad. Anyway, Melissa says to chill with calling Micah a drunk, because if she has to, she's gonna snatch that nappy mop from off of Demetria's head and wring her brains through her nose holes. And Micah and Terry are in their car, and Micah says that she just wants a simple apology from Demetria for pointing and saying, "Ha ha, your dad died, you drunk." Now the ladies are arriving at the boat in Lincoln Harbor. Geneva can barely even get on the boat good, and she's talking about white Jesus and how she wants to bring a Christian crusade of murder and torture to this boat ride. So Geneva, aka Cortez, just last week was screwing her friend, taking it up the butt and letting him piss on her big ass eyes. Now she is Jesus in the flesh. Last week she had Jesus in her flesh. And when I say Jesus, I mean penis. Look, Popeye, you weren't thinking about reaching heaven when Wayne was crucifying your vagina. You were trying to reach heaven via an orgasm. So who was this hypocrite fooling? The only congregating that you do is at church's chicken. I can see her now at the church dinner eating out of the collections plate. No, better yet, I can see her on a diet now, talking about it died. I mean, Janita eating healthy will last as long as a bottle of Visine at her family reunion. On day one of her diet, she be telling her friend, girl, I'm on that new Weight Watchers diet. Every morning I get on the scale and watch my weight go up. But I'm trying to eat healthy, just vegetables. Then she'll be with her friend at the buffet like, I'm just gonna have the Caesar salad. Then she sees her salad and goes back to meat. Fat ass. Corned beef is not a vegetable. And 8 slices of apple pie is not a daily serving of fruit. Her food pyramid looks like a food mountain. Just a pile of food. I can see her now at her funeral. They're gonna say stuff like, Geneva, the big-eyed diva, was the type of elephant to give you the shirt off her back. But she'd take her Twinkies out of the pocket first. Geneva lets the women know about her and Wayne, and Daisy says, yeah, that's why she was mad. That beach whale had sand in her bathing suit, and when I say sand, I mean vagina. Dry vagina. So now they're all dialed up, and everybody sits down to eat dinner, and Daisy gives them their gifts, and she even gets a kiss in return from Bree. Note to self, get Bree a gift to get a kiss, and when I say gift, I mean my dick in a box with a bow on my balls. Anyway, as expected, the ladies loved the gifts. In fact, this act of kindness made Demetria finally figure out that Daisy is a sweetie pie. Aw, she must have put an afro pick in her box and a gift card to Krispy Kreme. So Micah starts being questioned about being a slutty, tragic mulatto and whether or not she is just an alcoholic or if she's popping mollies on the side too. And Micah has excuses for everything. For example, when it comes to the party that she violently flashed her vagina at, she says she was merely pulling on her dress because she had gas. She needed to either fan it or melt in her own funk, and she decided to live. And as for the time that she ran up in Bree's house to rip Geneva's eyes out and make spaghetti and eyeballs, well, you see what had happened was they were on their way to dinner and Demetria was famished from only eating coffee, so Geneva's eyes were supposed to be an appetizer. And Micah, my advice is this for you. You're not rocking with the white is right crowd, babe. Those excuses will get you nowhere. However, Micah does bring up a great point, and that's the fact that Demetria is a royal bitch. She also feels that Demetria is being extremely judgmental, and before she could finish ripping Demetria a new one, Demetria pulls a Kanye West, snatches her microphone, and says she thinks that Micah has split personalities. Then she says, Wu-Tang is for the children, so whatever that means. So Bree says that yeah, Micah is a sloppy drunk. Light skin is supposed to stick together. Where's the white in her when we need it? And Micah, who's nearly in tears now, apologizes profusely. I mean, she even apologized for slavery right there on the boat. And she said that Demetria whooped her like Django Unchained. So Daisy says that calling Micah an alcoholic is not cool because those are strong words and there's power in the tongue. In fact, she's been with a woman before, Melissa. So yeah, there's power in the tongue. Geneva tells Daisy to shut up because she wasn't there. And Melissa just sat there drunk thinking, I bet I wish would. Yeah, she gets dyslexic when she gets drunk. She meant to say, I wish a bitch would. Anyway, the white girl got up and ran off crying. She probably went and drowned herself in some more alcohol. As we know, white people can drink a fish under the table. That is the one thing that they're good for besides holding the brother down and keeping objectifications of the lipications of a Jesse Jackson stop. Okay, so in the closing scene, the ladies are on the edge of the boat like that movie The Titanic. They're watching the fireworks and they're pretty optimistic about the second season and getting to know each other and whatnot. In fact, it's time for the lesbian orgy at the bowels of the ship to commence. Dang, I wish I was there. Fish is the healthiest meal that you can eat. And before I go, I'll leave you with these parting words. A wise man once said, great minds think like dykes. This show is the new L word. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So I'll see you next time for the next review. Next week is the reunion. So I'll make sure to post that review, recap, and opinion ASAP. And don't forget to comment below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more celebrity and reality TV news, reviews, recaps, and opinions. And if you like it, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, MySpace, or toucans with a string in the middle, or even telepathically. Illuminati! In other words, tell a friend, please.
And whatever you do, don't drink like Micah.